Offering panoramic views across today's county, this hilltop vantage point was once the site of a bustling Iron Age hill fort. Covering 200 acres, it's the largest of its kind in England. So, where am I? Keep watching to find out. In today's show, I'll be helping a couple move to the country to start the next chapter of their lives. And our house search certainly has plenty of highs.
Can we move in? Can we move in, please? Get your checkbook out.
It's got the ooh factor as we walk around the corner.
It's got the ooh, the wow and everything factor at the moment, yep.
Yes.
But will the surprise of our mystery house top the lot?
Where on earth did you get this from? It's beautiful.
This is Ham Hill in Somerset. From here, you get sweeping views of South Somerset, Exmoor and the Mendips. It's also a great place to spot Fossway, Cadbury Castle and Glastonbury Tor. Now, between 1750 BC and 43 AD, this was a busy centre for the local Iron Age tribespeople. And this site is of such importance that in 1994 it was designated as a protected scheduled ancient monument. Now, everyone from the Romans to the Victorians have made use of this site. And the hamstone that is quarried locally has been used extensively to build villages throughout the region. But hamstone isn't the only building block behind Somerset's success. Tucked into the southwestern arm of England, Somerset's varied landscape forms the bedrock for many ancient sites. One of the most recognisable has to be Glastonbury Tor, which towers 520 feet over the Somerset levels and has served as a place of pilgrimage for 2,000 years. The county's rich geology is echoed in its architecture, which aside from the honey-coloured hamstone, includes the distinctive blue lias buildings, found in market towns such as Somerton. Somerset's mild climate and fertile soil underpins its incredibly strong farming heritage, and the green pastures that stretch across the landscape provide a vision of classic rural England that can rival anywhere in the country. In the county of Somerset, an average detached property comes at £11,000 above the national average. But prices here compare far more favourably than in neighbouring Dorset, where average detached property there is going to cost you a whopping £58,000 more, which makes Somerset a great choice for buyers wanting fabulous countryside at an achievable price. So let's take a look at what's currently on the market here in the county. For £295,000, this delightful three-bedroom cottage in Higher Odcombe features Somerset's renowned hamstone and has a cosy fireplace. It also has a detached garage. £495,000 could buy you this four-bedroom character cottage in Peasmarsh. There's slate flooring in the kitchen diner and a stone fireplace, which adds real rustic charm. Outside offers a generous third of an acre garden. Or for a bigger budget of £725,000, this impressive five-bedroom property in Bishop's Lydiard would certainly be worth a look. A fantastic inglenook fireplace takes centre stage in the sitting room, and the exposed beams are offset by the light high-spec interior. What's more, it sits in around 1 acre of beautifully landscaped gardens. Some lovely properties there currently on the market. Time now to meet today's buyers. Retired couple Jeff and Jenny have lived in their current home in Buckinghamshire for the last 35 years. During that time, Jeff has put his building skills to good use and transformed their former bungalow into a 5-bedroom property. And when they find their new house in the country, it's something he definitely wants to do again.
Now that I'm retired, I need something to be doing. I'm a builder, or I was a builder, and I enjoy building. It would be nice to have a project.
Yes, and I can confirm he definitely needs a project because since he retired, he's been getting under my feet. So somewhere that needs a little bit of building or a lot of building, that would be fine by us.
I'm the builder and Jenny is my labourer.
Yes, I'm very good with wheelbarrows and passing screwdrivers and hammers.
This husband and wife team of 38 years first met when they were neighbours in the same street. But now living by a busy road has taken its toll. So over the past 6 months, they've got stuck into some serious research, which is focused on the southwest of England. And mindful that they want to carry on playing golf when they move, they've settled on Taunton as their desired location.
We've looked at various areas. We've spent a week in Somerset in the winter. We haven't actually looked inside any properties, but we've got a pretty clear picture of what we're looking for now.
Part of that is light, airy rooms, but they also have a number of other criteria we need to factor in.
Ideally, we would like 3 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms, a large kitchen diner, a good utility room.
Log burner, range cooker and a large garden, large mature garden.
On top of this, Jenny would like a couple of acres of land for her outdoor projects.
I would like to keep some bees, some chickens, and if we were able to get the land, maybe a couple of donkeys, because I have an affinity to donkeys, but we'll see how that goes.
As if house and land won't keep them busy enough, they're also keen to find a local mooring for their narrowboat, which they currently keep in Rugby, Warwickshire. So with their bricks and mortar now on the market, they've nailed down the finances for the move.
If the property were to tick all of our boxes, we'd be quite happy to pay £350,000.
So Jeff and Jenny want a house that they can fall in love with, but they don't mind a labour of love, as Jeff is rather keen on a renovation project. Jenny, she fantasises about keeping bees and donkeys, so ideally she wants a garden of around 2 acres. Add to the mix their desire for open, spacious rooms and 3 bedrooms, 2 of which being en suite, and it's clear they have very high expectations. We'll have to see if all this is achievable on their budget here in Somerset. We're focusing Jenny and Jeff's house search around the Taunton area, just as they requested. I'll be showing them 3 Somerset stunners, but as ever, I won't be revealing the price of each until they've had a guess first. The last property is our mystery house, which is my chance to show them a different dimension to their search. Jeff and Jenny, welcome to a rather damp Somerset today.
Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? Sunny Somerset.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's talk money. What's your top budget, remind me?
Ideally about £350,000, but we could stretch a little bit further if necessary.
Okay,
Yep, I'd go with that.
Maybe 375, 380, absolute tops.
right. And that could be a project that you're going to do up?
Yeah, if it was a project, that would have to make allowance for the fact I'd need the cash to do that sort of work. But being a builder, it wouldn't be as expensive for me as it would for someone else to do a house, obviously.
Very true.
Especially with the cheap labour.
Very handy to be married to a builder and willing assistant.
Yes.
This is a good team, this is a good team. You do know Somerset quite well.
Yeah.
We're going to spread the net a little bit further around the county. Should we get out of the way and jump into the car?
Good
That's a
idea.
deal.
Come on then. Jeff and Jenny have a budget of £350,000, with some additional funds available for any projects Jeff wants to get stuck into. They'd like a large kitchen diner, character features such as a log burner and range, 3 bedrooms, preferably with a master ensuite, a large garden, and if we can find Jenny around 2 acres of land for donkeys, all the better. So how realistic are you of the market in Somerset, the property market?
We've done a fair bit of research on the internet and we've looked at house prices. We know the sort of thing we're looking for is probably just about achievable.
I love the fact that we can look at projects.
Yeah.
Just opens it up. You know what's going to happen, don't you? We're going to find a house that needs nothing doing to
Yeah.
it. You'll be twiddling your thumbs, Jeff. You'll have to play even more golf.
I'll get myself a job.
We're starting our journey heading east from Taunton to the village of Yeovilton. Just a few miles away is Ilchester, a village with heritage stretching back to Roman times. Ilchester offers an array of amenities, and the local Somerset blue limestone is a distinctive feature of its buildings. Back in Yeovilton, our first house is a detached property set at the end of an extensive driveway.
And here is your first property in Somerset.
It looks great.
It's quite substantial, isn't it?
That's one house, one detached house.
That is one house. Originally, it was a three-bedroom sort of village house, built in the 1970s and extended out by the current owners about 2 years ago. And they have extended it, as you can see.
Yeah, it looks very promising.
Yeah, it's nice.
Should we head straight in?
Okay.
Good idea.
As we dive for cover from the rain, Jeff and Jenny will see that the modernised interior of this property is just as substantial.
So as you come into the property, you've got a downstairs shower room off the hallway. You've got a reception room.
Yeah.
This is the snug, I like to call it a snug, but I wanted to bring you straight into a very large kitchen diner.
And
This
what
is
a
nice.
diner. Beautiful, isn't
This
it?
is very nice.
Yeah, it's great.
The units are handmade, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, they are. You've got a huge range there.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Brilliant.
Good, this is great. So just behind us, there's a utility room with the sink and your white goods in there.
Yep.
And then to the left of that, there's a door. Jeff, you're going to love through there. It's a garage.
Right.
Single width, double in length.
Right.
Perfect for your golf clubs, your bikes,
Yeah.
all your bits and pieces.
Sounds
Let's
exciting.
continue.
Those spacious proportions continue next door in the main reception room.
So here's the sitting room.
Okay. Nice size.
And as you can see, they've decorated everywhere. It's immaculate.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely immaculate.
And a working fireplace, hopefully.
Yes. Original
Brilliant.
fireplace was there.
Yep.
Obviously, they've changed the surround,
Yep.
but it is a proper fireplace.
Okay.
And you've got access to the garden here as well.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of furniture, actually, in this room.
Yeah.
Is this the sort of space that you were looking for?
Yeah, we've got a fairly large lounge at home, so but the furniture we've got will fit nicely in here. No problem at all.
Yeah, it would go very nicely.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good.
Happy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
definitely.
Should we head upstairs now?
Why
Okay.
not?
Okay, excuse me. Thank you.
With the downstairs rooms covered, we'll explore upstairs, which gives them 5 potential bedrooms, all of which flow off the landing. Coupled with 2 bedrooms large enough to be doubles, there are 2 single rooms, along with a useful study and a fair-sized family bathroom.
Should we go and see where your room is?
Sure.
I think so.
And the far end is entirely their domain.
Now, a very, very large ensuite with separate bath and shower.
That looks really nice.
And here's your bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Not perhaps the largest,
No.
but they do have quite a lot of furniture in here.
They do, and it's big, heavy furniture,
It is.
isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
a
a
nice
nice
room.
size still. It's a good size for a double bed, and nice outlook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This property delivers the large, airy interior they asked for, but although the garden is pretty extensive, it falls short of giving Jenny 2 acres for her donkeys, although there is land locally that they could rent. Let's brave the weather and get Jeff's take on the home for his tools.
What about that for a workshop, Jeff?
Yeah, that's great. That will work wonderfully.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to
He's
guess
going
the price?
first. He's the builder.
Jeff, over to you. How much is this house on the market for?
I'm going to plump for about 365,000.
Okay.
Well, I'd say, although it's 5 bedroomed, some of the bedrooms are quite small, so maybe 3, 4, 5.
Okay, interesting.
Right.
It's been on the market for a few months. They have recently lowered the price.
Right.
They are looking at offers in excess of £350,000.
Oh, OK. So I was...
No, both of you, very good.
Yeah.
Well, with this rain coming down, let's all head back inside and I'll let you have a wander around on your own.
Lovely.
After
Okay.
you.
Thanks very much.
What a day!
Priced at £350,000, there's money left in the pot for Jeff to busy himself with those upstairs alterations. This property is a good opening gambit and provides them with a huge sitting room complete with the fireplace that Jenny asked for, an enormous kitchen diner, 5 potential bedrooms including a master ensuite, along with a large low-maintenance garden. What's more, it's in their ideal location, within easy reach of Taunton.
It's a very nice house. I particularly like the kitchen. I think the kitchen's been extremely well done. The lounge is nice. Not sure about upstairs. I suspect that the alterations I would want to do would probably cost in the region of between £15,000 and £20,000. That's doing the work myself.
A superb house. It's got plenty of space upstairs and downstairs, and the kitchen is to die for.
You seen enough?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Good start.
Excellent start.
Yeah.
Jeff and Jenny are particularly drawn to the rural scenery surrounding Taunton, Somerset's county town. Taunton's architecture, from its Grade 1 listed castle to the elegant Georgian terrace buildings, stands testament to its prosperous trading past, which was underpinned by its ability to act as a hub for the transportation of goods along local rivers and canals. Created in the early 19th century, the Bridgewater and Taunton Canal remains an enduring example of this heritage, although nowadays it's known as a popular stretch for tourists on leisure boats. As Jeff and Jenny are keen to find a mooring for their narrowboat when they move, earlier in the week we sent them to meet Somerset Waterways Development Trust.
Well, the canal was completed in 1827 and the waterway then went from Taunton to Huntsworth on the River Parrett. But then, of course, the railway reached Taunton by 1842, and that gave the canal company serious competition. And by 1907, there was no commercial traffic on the canal at all. The canal continued to deteriorate until the Second World War came along, and the government thought that a defence line needed to be built in Somerset. They built pillboxes along the Bridgewater and Taunton Canal, and some of these are still there to be seen.
These military shelters have an eerie presence on this quiet canal, which had to wait decades to be restored. It was reopened in 1994, and its 15-mile stretch passes through a range of protected sites of special scientific interest, which our buyers would be able to enjoy at close quarters using their own narrowboat.
We have a 46-foot narrowboat, so would we be able to have it on this canal? Would we be able to turn it round?
Yes, there'd be no problem there. There's six locks, and they're take boats, in theory, 13 feet wide.
For their size of boat, a British Waterways licence would cost them just over £700, with mooring fees in the Bridgewater area setting them back around £1,000. Mindful of their boating aspirations, we're continuing our house search just 6 miles away from the amenities of Bridgewater, in the village of Moorland, in the heart of the Somerset Levels. Nearby, the hilly outcrop of Burrow Mump, topped with the remains of its early Victorian chapel, is a magical landmark, where it's believed King Alfred sought refuge from the invading Vikings. Situated alongside the River Parrett is our second offering, which comes in the shape of an extended country cottage.
So what are your first impressions then of the actual cottage itself?
It looks very nice.
It looks very, very nice.
It's got the ooh factor as you walk around the corner.
It's got the ooh, the wow and everything factor at the moment, yep.
Yes.
The house itself is about 100 years old.
Right.
But it's had substantial work done in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Has it left any for you know who?
I think there's always room for the personal touch, Jeff. Should we take a step inside?
Good idea.
Come on.
With such a great first reaction to the attractive facade of our cottage, I'm hopeful we can keep the momentum on the inside.
So, front door leads straight into, at the moment, it's a dining room.
Okay. It's nice. It's very nice. It's lovely. It's what I'd expect a cottage dining room or whatever they want to call it
Yeah.
to be like.
And you can see they've done a lot of work. They've stripped all these floorboards back.
Yeah, it's very unusual to see that sort of
I've never seen
ceiling.
anything like that.
No, this is something new to me.
Yeah.
I think it gives it quite a nice warm feel.
The dining hall leads through to the main sitting room, which also features a wood burner as a lovely focal point. But we'll about turn and see what they make of the kitchen.
Oh,
What do you think?
lovely. It's wonderful. It's just what I want. Can we move in? Can we move in, please? Get your checkbook out.
I've got bad news for you. I won't be able to get in that corner to do the washing up.
Oh, no!
It's too low.
Jeff, we'll have to find you a dishwasher somewhere.
We've got a dishwasher.
Yeah.
And it will definitely fit in there. And look at that cooker.
You've got a solid fuel range
Yep.
there for cooking and also heats the water as well and provides some of the heating for the house. The rest is oil fired, so you can use both systems.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is just my style.
Okay, well, let's hope we continue on that same note.
Let's hope so.
Let's see if they love the next room as much.
You two have an impressive conservatory at home.
Not
Impressed
as
with this one?
impressive as this one.
This is nicer.
This is
Is
bigger
it?
than ours,
Yes.
yeah.
And it brings the garden in. People
does.
always say that, but it's so true.
It does. Yeah,
lovely.
I love what I'm seeing.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Downstairs is getting high marks from Jenny. The conservatory leads through to an area currently used as a study. There's also an adjoining utility room and WC with a separate shower cubicle. But we'll head upstairs, which offers 3 bedrooms, to get their verdict on the master.
Oh, that's a fairly good size, isn't it?
Yep.
I
Plenty.
mean, a cottage like this.
Plenty of storage.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
nice.
Plenty big enough.
So you've just got the 1 bathroom upstairs, but you also have that shower room downstairs, don't you, just off the utility room
Yeah.
and the office. Is that going to be a problem for you?
I don't really think so. There's only the 2 of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart
Jeff,
from when we have guests.
you could always go out and bathe in the river, couldn't you?
Of the 2 remaining bedrooms, one is large enough for a double bed, and the other is a single, which is currently fitted with bunk beds.
OK, downstairs, let's see the garden.
Overall, the cottage has made a really strong impression on our couple, but as we know, the outdoor space could be a deal breaker for Jenny.
So, the all-important garden.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
Good. It
It is a
could be
garden.
perfect for the 2 of you.
It is really nice. And it's looked after, it's cared for, and this is what I would say was a mature garden, and that's what I'd like.
Good. So, Jenny, come on then, guess the price.
Top of our budget, £380.
OK. Jeff, what are you thinking?
I'm going to be very optimistic and say 365.
I like the little cheeky smile as he said optimistic.
He is optimistic, isn't he?
It has only just gone on the market.
Right.
The current asking price is £325,000.
Yeah. That's good. What?
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
Jeff, when can we move?
We'll have it.
325.
325. It has only literally gone on in the last 2 days. So, does anyone fancy having another look around the property?
Oh, yes, please.
I thought
Yes,
you
please.
might.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our beautiful cottage comes with an appealing price tag which certainly put a smile on their faces. Under budget at £325,000 and deceptively spacious, it gives them 2 reception areas with wood burners, a huge kitchen diner with a range, and a stunning conservatory that overlooks a mature garden.
This house is beautiful. It's very picturesque, and it would fit our needs perfectly. Possibly the garden might have been a little bigger, but I think it's a compromise worth making. There's 1 or 2 little things want doing, but generally speaking, it's in sensational condition. It would be just about perfect. I'd give it at least 9 out of 10.
This house is almost as good as it gets for me. I can imagine myself sitting in the conservatory on a winter's day watching the birds feeding, and on a winter's night sitting in front of that beautiful log fire.
All right, the two of you?
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Good. Seemed to be a good way to end the day, didn't it?
It was superb, and you're going to have to work really hard to beat that one.
I'm quite sure you can't.
As the evening falls over the Somerset skyline, the first day of our house hunt comes to an end. Armed with their £350,000 budget, Jeff and Jenny want to leave behind a lifetime spent in Iver, Buckinghamshire, and head southwest to glorious Somerset. There's no doubt they loved the space and character feel of our second property, although there wasn't really a project in sight for Jeff. But he'd better put his development hat on, as coming up, it's our mystery property.
It needs bringing up to date. I'm actually thinking that this wall might disappear.
And I get close up to the foundations of this county.
That's nerves.
See, I don't... Oh, now I've gone a bit deeper.
Okay.
We've shown Jeff and Jenny 2 properties here in Somerset, which, to be fair, neither of them needed an awful lot of work doing to them. The first house they both took to instantly, but the garden was deemed too small by Jenny. The second property, that scored highly, with both of them falling in love with it at first sight, ending our day search on a high. Today, it's time for the mystery property. Now, so far, Jeff hasn't had a renovation project he can sink his teeth into. Let's see how he gets on with this one.
Our mystery house takes us towards southern Somerset, to the village of Barwick, just a 10-minute drive from Yeovil. Within this rural setting is the 300-acre Barwick Park, dotted with 5 eye-catching follies built back in the early 1800s. Rather like these follies, our mystery property is a gatehouse full of curious quirks, which also gives Jeff plenty of scope to get stuck into a project.
So, come and marvel at your mystery property.
Yes. I love it.
Where on earth did you get this from? It's beautiful.
It's stunning.
It's absolutely incredible. Look at it. Driveways and gates, and I've never seen anything like this, or been inside anything like this.
I have never been inside a gatehouse before. First for
2
me.
of us,
Absolutely not.
3 of us.
So the mystery house is giving us the wow factor straight away.
Definitely, definitely. I
Which
love
is-
the stone on it. It's all original, presumably.
It is, that's all hamstone.
Yeah.
Before it starts to rain, should we head on inside? I think it's time to look around.
Definitely
Let's
a
do
good
it.
idea.
Our mystery property is deceptively large, with 2 wings constructed from hamstone added in the late 1970s. It also includes a spacious garage. But as Jeff and Jenny will see, the original part comes with some extraordinary dimensions.
So welcome to the octagonal room.
Wow. Double wow.
That's incredible.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, it is our mystery house. So what do you both think?
Well, I'm virtually speechless because there's just not enough superlatives that I can say to describe how I feel about it. It's beautiful.
I think it's incredible. It's wonderful.
If you want character and
Oh, yeah.
quirkiness,
We've got it here, that's for sure.
certainly have. And your windows are quite spectacular, aren't they, Jeff?
Yeah, I love them.
First room,
Yep.
top marks.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the wow factor?
quirkiness and for the wow factor. Yeah,
Good.
definitely.
All right.
I could definitely imagine living here.
That's a very good start. Let's
Yeah.
continue through to the kitchen.
It's not a bad size, is it, for a...
It's not a bad size.
It
Yeah.
really needs refitting, doesn't it?
It does. The house hasn't probably had a lot of work done on it since the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
But even so, I mean, there's a lot of this that I would actually keep. It's nice. It's nice and light as well.
Yeah, it needs a general refit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs bringing up to date,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
OK, let's continue. So the kitchen leads through to this room. So it could be a
Yes.
utility room. It's currently used as a big office.
Yes.
It's bigger than I thought it would be, this room.
Yes.
There's a little bit
I'm
that I
actually
can see.
thinking that this wall might disappear.
And make it one
do.
big
Yeah.
open
Could do.
plan kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's take you through and show you the bedrooms, all on the same floor.
Okay.
Now that Jeff has started thinking what changes he might make, we'll retrace our steps and explore the other wing. Leading off the corridor, the family bathroom is in need of his updating magic. There are 3 double bedrooms, 2 of which are a good size for guests. But let's see what they think of the master.
With this bedroom, get a fantastic view of the park.
Beautiful,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I like this place and I love that view.
Yeah.
So work could be done.
Yep.
There's always a possibility of doing all sorts of things when he's involved.
So just walking around before I take you outside, you know, is this a project that's intriguing you?
Yes, it's a project I'd love to do.
Really, that's
Oh,
quite definite. Jenny?
Yeah, that's a project I'd love him to do as well.
I stood out there making designs in my head.
Well, let's take you to the garden.
Okay.
Because then you can really appreciate the 300 acres that are around us
Right.
and talk about the land
Yes.
and then how much all this is on the market for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our mystery house offers them a unique proposition and gives Jeff the chance to put his mark on it. Outside also gives him a good-sized garage to stir away his building tools, while Jenny gets a garden of around 1/3 of an acre, with views that are hard to beat.
What a view.
This is my money shot. I had to get you here, didn't I?
It's lovely. Is that Folly?
It is a
presumably?
folly, yeah. It's called Rose Tower.
Rose Tower.
Yeah. And apparently there's 3 others on the ground. So when you
Okay.
get your dog and you explore, you can go and find them. It's as if it's your own stately home looking out, isn't it?
It is.
But it does all come at a price.
It
Absolutely.
does.
Back to reality for the 2 of you, I'm afraid.
Yep.
How much is this house worth?
I think we would comfortably spend between 70 and 100,000 pounds here. So on that basis, I'm going to say it's on the market for about 260 to 265.
OK.
The house will need a lot of work. The garden obviously will need a lot of work. I have to go along with Jeff's Salter price, and I would be really cheeky and put it below the 2.5 threshold. So I go 24995.
You're way out, I'm afraid.
Thought we might be.
You're way, yes, way out.
Yeah. Go on.
I want to give you this now. £360,000 is the asking price.
Wow.
No. It's beautiful, but
It's lovely, but you're going to spend £100,000 on it.
I could tell you are both instantly taken with it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, why don't you go back inside? I'll catch up with you later.
thank you.
Good.
Priced at £360,000, our mystery house comes with wonderful character and is under their top budget threshold. But it provides them with a dilemma as to how much they would need to invest for their alterations. However, we couldn't pass up on the opportunity to show them this real architectural one-off, which has a main reception room in the round, a kitchen ripe for renovation, 3 bedrooms, and 1/3 of an acre garden, all wrapped up in the extraordinary setting of a manor estate.
This was a really unusual property. When we first walked up to the front door, I could see that it was going to be something really different. When we came in, I wasn't disappointed. I was just amazed at the quirkiness of it, and I would have loved to have lived here.
I think this is a fantastic house. This room in particular is phenomenal. This room needs some TLC. and the whole building generally needs to be brought up to date. It's unfortunate that our budget wouldn't stretch far enough to allow us to actually buy the house and do the work.
All right, you two.
Yep.
House search of Somerset is now officially over. We've shown you all 3 houses.
Yep.
You've got some serious thinking to do.
Oh yeah.
Six miles from Yeovil is Ham Hill, which overlooks the 400-acre Ham Hill County Park, which annually attracts over 250,000 visitors. Yet human activity here stretches back 4,000 years to the Bronze Age, and although nowadays it's a protected site, the hamstone has always been a valuable commodity. It's been quarried since Roman times, reaching a peak in the Victorian era, when over 200 small quarries operated locally. Although many of them closed by the early 20th century, a couple still exist, one of which has expert stonemasons on hand to craft this unique type of limestone. I've come to meet the manager, Saul Harvey, to find out more about the resonance of hamstone to the area.
Saul, driving around Somerset, I mean, this county is known for its chocolate box cottages. Beautiful, and they're made from a particular stone, aren't they? Hamstone. And it has that very distinctive colour. It's sort of a yellow honey colour, isn't it? Why has it got that particular colour?
It's has iron ore in the stone. It gives it its colour. It's a limestone. It's 160 million years old, which makes it Jurassic. It was once a warm, shallow sea somewhere near the equator, and it's basically millions of little seashells all that died. They fell to the bottom of the sea and they were crushed and compacted to form the stone we see today.
Quarrying here is carefully managed as it's such a sensitive historic place. But bearing in mind that the modern machinery can turn out 100 stones this size a day, it looks like stone will be quarried here for the next 50 years. On site there are 3 stonemasons and an apprentice who use their craftsmanship to cut and carve this beautiful stone. And I'm going to get a handle on how to get started under the expert guidance of Ashley Williamson.
So what are you doing here?
It's fairly simplistic masonry. In the end, it's going to be an overload section. The stone in itself is a voussoir for an archway.
It's a what?
A voussoir.
A voussoir. And what's
Yeah.
a voussoir?
It's a section of an archway.
Is this hamstone?
This is hamstone, yeah.
And is it easy to work with, in your opinion?
It's variable in texture. It can be hard in one spot, slightly softer in another. So you have to be fairly careful as you're going along.
Right, you show me and then hopefully I will follow your lead.
The trick is to try and start a little bit proud of the line. Don't aim for the line immediately. So you'd start and just take the little edge off of there and then gradually work your way down.
And it's tiny, tiny fragments of the stone.
Yeah, you really try and avoid taking big pieces.
I mean, I
purely
realise
for-
it's precision work, but that is something else.
Yeah, it's just a game of patience, really, but it's all yours.
OK. So
chisel generally, to allow plenty of movement in your arm and your wrist, we generally
Yeah.
hold them like that, with your 4 fingers wrapped around and your thumb just there, so you can kind of
So if
move
I'm
in any
right-handed, that goes in the right hand?
Yeah.
OK.
Okay.
And I better put on the specs, hadn't
I would,
just
yeah,
in
just for
case.
safety's sake. Can't have any accidents on my shift.
OK, here we go. So, hold it like that? No.
Yeah, that's basically it. And then, so the chisel's coming out from the end.
That way?
Yeah, and slightly lower pitch.
There?
That's it.
So, just a gentle
Generally about
tap.
45 degrees to the stone. That's what you're aiming for.
Ooh, concentration. I'm not really going too deep, am I?
That's nerves.
See, I don't... Oh, now I've gone a bit deeper.
That's
Oops.
okay. Split the difference between the two and you'll be just about there.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that better?
that's good.
Not quite as smooth as yours, but
That's
with a
not
few
bad.
more hours, yeah, I think it might improve.
I've had 20 minutes, if that.
Ashley, thank you very
Yeah,
much indeed.
No problem. Absolute pleasure.
I think Ashley's being kind because it takes a lot longer, 3 years as an apprentice in fact, to learn the age-old skills which help shape this precious local material.
Well, Somerset seems to have hit the spot for our golfing couple. Both Jenny and Jeff love two of the houses that we've shown them, but do they have a particular favourite? And if so, what's their next step going to be? Let's find out. So let's start with the very first property that we saw in the village of Yeovilton.
When we first walked in there and we went into the kitchen, I thought, this is beautiful. This could be for us. But the bedrooms were just a little too, well, they were quite a bit too small.
Yeah.
And it would seem silly to buy a 5-bedroom house, then convert it back to a 3-bedroom house. You're paying a premium for the extra bedrooms, which you're then spending to get rid of. Yeah. That would be silly.
And then to crown it, we went into the garden and it just wasn't big enough.
So we then took you more to the centre of the county, a little bit closer to Taunton, and we showed you a cottage. I don't think I need to say any more, do I?
Bingo. It was superb.
It was. I can't say anything more, really, than we walked in, we loved it. As we walked round, we loved it more. We went upstairs, it was great. We went in the garden, it was lovely. What else can I say that...
Strangely enough, the bedrooms weren't very big, but they were fine. The house was just so gorgeous.
I don't think, to be fair, that the garden in that house was much bigger than the first house that we saw, but it was so nicely landscaped.
And laid out, very well laid out.
Neatly, that it just made all the difference.
It did seem to get the thumbs up from start to finish, but let us not forget our third and final house, the mystery house, which always works so hard for us, the gatehouse.
Yep. It almost put number 2 into touch.
You really scared me. I thought,
This is going to be difficult.
It's a beautiful, beautiful gatehouse.
It was.
And with sufficient money to spend on it, it could be sensational.
Yeah.
The sticking point was how much it was going to cost, wasn't it?
I'm afraid we really made a mess of that, didn't
we didn't get that quite right, did we?
Well, perhaps you were hoping. Your quote was quite a bit under.
Yeah.
We know why it's on the market for that amount of money, because of the location, and it is so unique. But you do have to balance it, and you know better than anyone being a builder. We were getting very close. 3, we were nearly there, but 2 does seem to be the winner.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Now, I don't want to get too excited, but I'm going to have to ask, where do we go next?
We've already spoken to the agents, and we're going to wait a week and then put an offer in.
How brilliant. Oh, my goodness, I hope it's accepted, and I really do hope that everything goes through. That is the most fantastic news. Yeah. Thank you both so much. We will be keeping our fingers crossed. Do let us know, won't you?
We will, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. It sounds like we found the perfect escape to the country here in Somerset for Jeff and Jenny. They're looking to put in an offer for that cottage by the river early next week, and we certainly hope it works out for them. Until next time, bye-bye.
Jeff and Jenny are hoping to put an offer in on House 2 and are waiting to secure the sale of their current property. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.